Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jeff at Lockdown Security, www.lockdownsecurity.ca. And today I'm bringing you a video on the Fortin FLASHLINK Manager software and the FLASHLINK Updater. And I'm doing things a little bit unique today. I'm using the StreamYard Studio software to have multiple cameras and a shared screen. So I can go through with you guys exactly what the FLASHLINK does and how to use it. Now, we sell a lot of remote starters at Lockdown Security, especially from Fortin, and a lot of them do require the FLASHLINK tool for programming, namely for the program procedure called Decryptor. And I'll get into that a little bit later in the video, but essentially, a lot of customers, when they receive the tool, the FLASHLINK tool, they don't know how to make the tool actually work. So this video hopefully will help to explain how to use the tool and everything about it. So I'm just going to add my second camera, and I want to show you exactly what the FLASHLINK tool is. So this is it here. This is the FLASHLINK Updater. It's basically a round puck. There are two versions of this guy, okay? There's the FLASHLINK Updater. This one is the lower price version. And the way that this one connects is essentially it connects via USB to your computer and then to the Fortin module using the 4-pin plug. I've got an EVO-ALL right here. I'm just going to demonstrate the EVO-ALL has a basically a black connector. And what you want to do, plug it in, and essentially now your module is connected to the puck. And then what we do is we take the puck and we come down here to the computer and we plug it into a USB port. Okay. I'm just going to pick this back up. Apologies for the mess, but that kind of gives you an idea of what you need to do with the FLASHLINK Updater. And I'm just going to remove this camera from the screen for now. And I'm going to grab the other FLASHLINK Updater from my stash of tools here. So this guy is the FLASHLINK Mobile. As you'll see, it's essentially an OBD2 plug-in device. This piece is really cool. The way that this works is essentially it plugs into your vehicle's OBD2 port and allows you to connect your module to it, and then through Bluetooth, you connect your mobile phone to this. Now, the only reason why I don't suggest many people buy this device is it's expensive, but for the installers out there, this is definitely a cool piece, and I'll make another video explaining to everybody what this piece is all about. In a vehicle, I can give you a demonstration of how the FLASHLINK mobile tool works. But for the intentions of this video, the purpose of the video, we're going to talk about the FLASHLINK Updater. So you will have seen that I plugged the FLASHLINK Updater into my computer. I'm just going to basically make this screen bigger. So what you need to do is essentially, in order to use the FLASHLINK Updater, you need to download the FLASHLINK Manager. And what you're going to see is that this software is designed to be used with Microsoft Windows. It does not work with Mac. It works with Windows. And you do have to download a desktop software, which essentially will allow you to do the following. So it allows you to flash vehicle software onto your EVO-ONE or EVO-ALL device. It allows you to turn features on and off. It allows you to perform the decryptor key copying procedure, which is the second step procedure that you need to do after you've installed one of the modules from Fortin if the vehicle calls for it. It allows you to get module status, suggested options, as well as download the PDF install guides. So Fortin's website, which is fortin.ca, has a section on the FLASHLINK specifically, and it has a walkthrough of how you download the software. Essentially, it gives you an explanation of what Decryptor is, how it works, what the process is, how it uses their servers, and then the completion of your installation. Essentially, it's a free download, and you do need a Windows-based PC. Once you download the software, you create a username and a password, and then you'll use that username and password to get into the FLASHLINK Manager software, which I am going to load right now. And I'm just going to drag and drop it over here. Now you're going to see that it says FLASHLINK Manager 4 is not connected, a retry detection. So when I plugged in the FLASHLINK Updater tool, Essentially what happened was it did not. There we go. It did not recognize the EVO-ALL plugged into it. So let's try hitting retry detection. See what happens here. You may or may not have heard that click. Essentially, you hear a relay click in the FlashLink puck. That's essentially usually your audible indication that it's connecting to the module. And as you'll see now, it's just loaded the EVO-ALL module that I have connected. So let's go through this. So this is the FlashLink software. This is what it looks like when you have an EVO-ALL connected. Now, a lot of customers will ask us, well, what do I need to do? How does this software work? Well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go up here to the three bars in the upper left-hand corner. You're going to select your vehicle. So in this case, let's select a 2020 Toyota Camry. So we've already selected Toyota 2020. It's now going to go to Camry. It's going to ask me for the trim. Let's say it's a push to start. And then installation and connection types, it's going to ask us. So is this a standard installation and is this a standard connection? Now, you have the option of standard installation and standalone installation. And let me explain what the differences are. Standard installation is if you were utilizing the EVO-ALL as a simple bypass module and you had an external remote start connected to it. Standalone installation is if you're using the EVO-ALL module as a standalone remote starter. So that's what most people are using the EVO-ALL for these days. So let's select that. And it does make a difference. If you don't flash it for standalone, then the remote starter or the EVO-ALL is not going to function as your remote starter. It'll only program and function as a bypass module. So you will have functionality issues if you don't program it correctly at this stage. Connection type. Let's pretend that we have a T-harness connected to it. It's going to ask us if we want to activate the built-in alarm system. Generally, we say no, although this is completely up to the user of the device if they want to utilize the EVO-ALL built-in alarm system. And then we're going to load settings. So essentially what happens at this point is Fortin will graciously load all of the appropriate settings that are specific for a 2020 Toyota Camry. And this happens for any year, make, model vehicle that the EVO-ALL is compatible with. It'll tell you essentially what the recommended firmware is, what is loaded. If this is green, it means you don't need to update it. It'll tell you what the default settings are and what is actually on in the module. And then you can choose to essentially change other features. Now, it is labeled with an alphanumeric number that ascends in scale. It goes from A to B, and essentially then you go all the way up to G and H. Now, these numbers will change based on the vehicle that you're programming firmware for, okay? And the other thing that kind of gets people a little bit confused is that not always are the default options everything that you need to turn on. So let me explain what I mean by that. I'm just going to go to Fortin's website. I'm going to load this screen here, and I'm going to show you viewers what I mean. So what we're going to do is we're going to select a 2020 Toyota Camry. As I mentioned, I programmed the EVO-ALL for. And here we are, EVO-ALL. It's basically EVO-ALL module. THAR Toy 13 is what it's recommending for the T-harness. And what you're going to see here are the install guides. So this is another tip in this video. When you're looking for a Fortin install guide, obviously the FlashLink software is going to give you that capability of downloading it based on what you're programming the module for. But when you're on fortin.ca and you select a vehicle, you're going to be presented with guides. Regular installation without takeover with T-harness, standalone installation for automatic transmission only, standalone installation without takeover with T-harness for automatic transmission. Well, what do all these guides mean? Each guide is different, and each guide is for a different installation type. In this particular instance, for my example in this video, we're going to go standalone installation without takeover with T-harness, okay? And as I mentioned earlier in the vid, standalone means the EVO-ALL is going to act as a remote starter, whereas regular installation means the EVO-ALL would act as a bypass module. So if I click this It's going to take me to the PDF. I'll just expand upon this PDF. And what you're going to see is you're going to see the recommended firmware. It's going to tell you the options that should be turned on or off. It's going to tell you some pertinent information like there's no key takeover. What that means is that if you remote start this particular vehicle usually using an EVO-ALL, when you open any of the doors or the trunk, the vehicle will shut off. You can't take over and drive away. When you get into the vehicle, you'd have to essentially restart the car. If you keep scrolling down, there are more options. Now, this is one of the things Fortin, or if anybody that works at Fortin is watching this video, you should change this. What you should do, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, these options should not be on page 2 that need to be changed. They should be clearly put up on page 1. I'm not 100% sure why they do it this way, but it does tend to trip up a lot of our clients and a lot of do-it-yourself installers. They don't notice that there are options down here that they need to change. And what these options signify, if I minimize this window a little bit and I take you back to the Fortin software, the options that were in that guide signify these numbers right here. Okay, so essentially, if I go back to this guide, you'll see it's telling us program bypass option with the OEM remote C1. Here is C1. It's a default option that's already been turned on. But had that been off, I would be toggling it like this. Okay. And then once you change a feature in the FlashLink Manager, you save options. It'll essentially write those options to the module. And now that option is saved to the module and you can go ahead and you can install. Now let's talk about a few other things here. Number one, if you need to get an install guide, you would click this tab here, guides, and you can see here's those 4 guides that I showed you on the Fortin website. They've got their help center that you can go to. You can get their troubleshooting guides. Fortin is great for these. Install videos if they have them. Bug report. So this is essentially if there's been an issue with the EVO-ALL or the EVO-ONE, you can report that directly online when it's connected to the FlashLink tool. We're going to go back to the bypass menu. If you need to do decryptor, which is the second step programming procedure after you've completed the install, you would click the decryptor tab right here. If we click that, it'll say transfer key data. Obviously, I can't do that because I haven't physically installed this EVO-ALL in the 2020 Toyota Camry. But if I had, and I was finished the install and I was at the stage of decryptor programming, I would essentially reconnect it to the computer and I would follow along with the decryptor process. Some of the questions that people have is, well, how do I know when I'm at the decryptor process? Well, let me show you. Essentially, I'll expand upon this. If you scroll down on the install guide, essentially you will get to the last pages of the guide, which will go through the programming procedure. So you'll initiate the EVO-ALL module. You will, and this is with the module connected in the vehicle, you'll follow the steps. Once you get to the decryptor step, it will prompt you to take the module out of the car, go back to your computer and load the FlashLink Manager and hit the decryptor button. Okay. Once you do the decryptor process, it'll say success decryptor has completed. And essentially, you follow the steps here, and voila, Bob is your uncle if you have an uncle, and you are done. The module is programmed, and you can test the functionality from there. Okay. Now, for viewers that have bought a product, a Fortin product from Lockdown Security, if we ship you the product and your car needs decryptor, and we've shipped you the FlashLink tool, we have not programmed any software or firmware to the module upon shipment. We are leaving it all up to you as the user and installer so that you understand fully how to use the FlashLink software. And we're making this video specifically for you guys so that you understand how to utilize it, but also for others out there, even if you don't buy your product from Lockdown Security, hopefully you find this video useful in explaining how the FlashLink software works. Some of you out there who are installers, You may not like that I'm publishing this video and showing people how to use the software, but honestly, people need this. There is a subset of people out there that like to do installs on their own personal vehicles themselves. And unfortunately, there isn't, as far as I'm aware, a lot of videos on how to use the software, hence the reason why I'm making this video. Feel free to drop a comment below, or send us an email, sales@lockdown security, if you don't like this video. But I hope most people will get some assistance out of this video that I have made. Now, I want to show you guys some secret things that a lot of guys, even professional installers, don't realize. So first things first, up here, file, you can exit the software. Second thing is tools. Third thing is configuration. And one of the configurations that you want to check out is special unit. So let's retry detection here. For some reason, it dropped. Oh, it's not liking special unit. If I had an EVO-ONE connected, special unit would get you a table of features. Actually, you know what? I have an EVO-ONE here. Let me show you what I mean. So, Fortin EVO-ONE. Okay, I'm going to plug this into the FlashLink manager so that you see how it works with an EVO-ONE. Okay, EVO-ONE is plugged in. It's going to automatically detect it. So prior to me plugging this EVO-ONE in, it was an EVO-ALL that I had plugged into the FlashLink software. Now I have an EVO-ONE. What is different? Well, take a look. I pre-programmed this EVO-ONE for a different vehicle, number one. But number two, you'll see, or you may not remember, but you'll see we have a new tab, which is the remote starter tab. So we have bypass and we have remote starter. What's the difference? Well, an EVO-ONE is a remote starter with an EVO-ALL built into it. Okay, so there is, if I can kind of show you on the camera, there is an EVO-ALL built into the EVO-ONE. And I'll link we have a video I'll link below which tells you what the difference is between the EVO-ALL and the EVO-ONE. But here you're seeing one of the differences, which is through the software. So you've got the EVO-ALL bypass menus here that you can change features on. You hit remote start. It's going to reload the FlashLink software. And here's your remote starter settings, okay? And if you take a look, if I go to the guides for this 2017 Subaru Impreza, oh, didn't like it. Okay, so if you take a look here, again, it's very similar to an EVO-ALL install guide. It's going to tell you firmware. It's going to tell you options. These would be EVO-ALL options that are within the EVO-ONE. But then here's your remote starter options. And you will see if I go back to here, they are also numerically listed as options, but these are just numeric, not alphanumeric, okay? So the install guide will have these options listed, but they'll be numeric instead of alphanumeric. And again, if you want to change them, you click this and you can change these options here. Now, going back to special unit, let's click this. Oh, it's not working with this too. You know what? Actually, I might be mistaken. Let me load this again. We'll wait for this to pick it up. Okay. We'll go to remote starter. Here we go. Unit options. Here we go. Here's this table I was talking about. A lot of installers out there, including myself, until a little, just a little bit of time ago, didn't realize that this was here. So this is basically just a quick table that you can change options. You can see there's a ton, right? And they're numerically listed, so along the side. But you can now break out all of the options in one place and scroll up and down rather than having to click these drop down menus. So just a little bit easier for you to see all of the different options for each one of these features. Okay. Down here, it's giving you status, which module is connected, whether the puck is being detected by your computer. If you want to go to Fortin's wire color website, there's a link right here. If you want to go to Fortin's website, there's a link right there. Um, It'll tell you current firmware version down here. It'll tell you whether the unit is connected and the status again right there, whether the device is found. And then if you go here, this is essentially where you could change the year, make, model, and vehicle of the system. And I think that's about it. You do have a help tab where you can visit their website, they being 410. You can do software updates, FlashLink firmware updates if the FlashLink tool ever needs an update. If we click here, yeah, it'll say please disconnect and reconnect. Let's try and go back here. Oh, once you click that, you have to obviously follow the prompts and unplug and reconnect. So I'm going to finish the video here. If you do need to purchase a FlashLink updater, we do sell them at Lockdown Security. Let me show you where they are. Very simple. You can type in FlashLink. It'll show up on our website. As of filming of this video, the current price is 69.99 Canadian. That price is subject to change, especially if you're watching this video in the years ahead. The other place where you can get the FlashLink updater is if you go to any of the modules on our website, EVO-ALL or EVO-ONE. Let me show you this quickly. So it'll take a second. But if you look down here, we have an option where you can add the FlashLink updater to your purchase of the module. So we make it very, very easy for all you do-it-yourself installers out there. Even for you professional installers, we make it easy for you as well. If you want to buy any products from us, you see anything on our website, you can certainly buy it from the site as well. Hopefully this video explained to you how the FlashLink Updater tool works, what it's all about. If you do have any questions, sales@lockdownsecurity.ca or support@lockdownsecurity.ca. Please like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It goes a long way to help us make more videos like this in the future. I hope you found it very informative. Please check out our website, www.lockdownsecurity.ca. And we look forward to helping all you guys out there and girls who want to add remote start technology to your vehicle. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.